Mark and Andrew. Andrew, for those who don't know, what is your main style of trading? Because it's very different than what the others do here, the rest of us do here on Monday Morning Live.
Right. It's conditional vol trading. That's what I do. So I think we've
Okay, what
discussed
does
it a
that
couple
mean?
times. Basically, I look at a stock, I look at how the vol's trading, and then I create the position around what I see. So I'm less interested in what the stock is doing per se, and more how the vol's pricing the options. So that's the difference. But I still have a
That's
little
better.
bias up or down for the stock.
Right, but no, but you're trading that undercurrent. I believe I called it before. Mark, you and Andrew obviously know each other very well. What sets
Yeah.
Andrew apart from the other traders? Let's be
Yeah, I
real.
think that's the thing is he starts with the option and then moves in the stock. Most people start with the stock and then move into the option. So he's gonna look at the vol analytics and be able to tell us, okay, here's the way the vol is set up. It's telling us that we can capture a look at movement for too cheap, or they're pricing in way too much movement here, and set up a trade around that. And as opposed to this stock is going up, how should I approach a call? I think that's one of the really different things that he does. He also sets up almost every single one of his trades is set up where if he's wrong, he can still win, which is something that I don't think a lot of people are doing here. Every single trade, if it goes sideways, Andrew is going to end up collecting dollars as well. It's one of the things that I admire about him and try to emulate as best as I can through my trading, because he lives by the motto that you always got to be ready to trade, be willing and able to trade the next day, and all his trades are set up that way, including his kind of what we're going to be releasing next Wednesday.
Well, that's what piqued my interest. How you said Andrew, you trade from the option out instead of the stock to the option. That's new for me. And I like how you can, take advantage of that and even win should the direction not be in, that in your favor.
Right.
So, Mark, I'm going to challenge you right now, just because you are buddies. Would you trust Andrew to trade your account?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Yes.
I do
100%.
manage risk for Carmen line, so he's kind of stuck with that anyway.
Yeah, he basically hits me on the head when he doesn't like what I'm doing.
Okay.
So like Mark, he's like, yeah. We kind of we have that relationship somewhat already.
All right.
Yeah, most of our trading, when we're trading an option pit, we basically develop the trades together. And I go to him. We kind of work with each other to develop trades, and what he's doing Wednesday was really something that we start with his idea. We kind of bounced it back and forth how to do it best. And he cultivated it and developed it and turned it into something that's has incredible consistency, with a kind of embedded ability to absolutely blow the doors off in the event that we have another March 2020, which is really what I think this whole strategy came out of. Is March 2020 was such a crazy market move that Andrew and I were looking at it and like, how can we develop something that can really be consistent, generate low risk dollars for our accounts, but in the event that we see something like a March 2020, can absolutely blow the doors off. Andrew sat down, he locked himself in a room and started working and developing and writing and testing, and came out, after weeks and weeks, unshowered, a shell of himself, but with kind of the genius of what he had developed. And I looked at it and I said, this is really good. We tweaked it, played with it for the last 18 months to really get it ready. Been trading it live with clients for the last 7 months, and it has done exceptionally well.
Cool. Well, you had me at low risk, but you really had me at consistency. So, Andrew, I know that, like Mark, right, you do pay close attention to the VIX. What levels on the VIX are you watching?
As in prices for it? So Oh wow, I never thought of it like that. So what I do, Vaz, is I look at it in zones. So there's quartiles, 9 to 12, 13 to 17, 18 to 23, and 24 and above. So those are the 4 zones. And I'm looking anytime we get close to breaking out of one or into another one. So generally when that happens, we're market's changing sentiment essentially. So the reason that I look at vol is because it's a sentiment indicator normally. So I don't need to look at the market as much because the vol gives you some information on if the market's feeling bullish or bearish. And yesterday was a classic example of, Bostic said something, market starts inching up, and volatility was collapsing faster than the market was rising, which is usually for today. I think we're going to have an up day. Just because of that, like I was feeling kind of bearish. Like last week, I was feeling pretty good, and then the sentiment was so terrible. And now, if somebody's going to say pause, traditionally that's been rallying. If you watch VIX, like it's getting crushed, and it's getting crushed before the FOMC. So that's a pretty at least short term bullish. Maybe we see like 405 SPY by the end of the day. I mean, I know it sounds goofy, but when vol is dying like that, SPY tends to rally pretty hard. So it would not be surprised me if we had a good week next week as far as upside in the SPY.
Okay, Andrew, you're not going anywhere. I need you. I need you here right now.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for the VIX and where it's going today?
VIX today probably will be down 0.75 of a point, but it's not. The problem with VIX is it's not day tradable, I would say. You could look at maybe a couple of puts in maybe VXX, in VIX or VXX, which is a vol product. But VIX can drop today, but the problem with a Friday drop is the futures don't move very much. I know this is kind of geeky, but it's harder to trade the VIX going down and better to use it as a signal for SPY going up if you want something that's actually tradable. Because VIX will probably drop maybe 0.75 of a point today from the close yesterday based on just us rallying. And I think Mark has covered that well, SPY going up, VIX going down, or SPX going up, VIX down. So
all right,
I think that's the signal though. So VIX probably down. You might be able to trade some of the March expiring next week. You might get 25 or 30 cents out of those puts. But I think a better trade, actually, I know it sounds weird, is buy some junk VIX calls in the March cycle and just buy a SPY call and just let the two things run for a week straight up. There you go.
All right, Andrew, can you say that again? Because I feel like I'm tanning. I'm just taking this all in. Say that one more time.
So here, I'll give you some exact numbers.
So the idea just opened. They dumped. We got a little bit of selling on the open. Where they're trying to break back below 4,000 on S&P futures as we open.
Right.
VIX futures are sitting at 20. Sorry to interrupt, Andrew. I know this is all important.
I guess see.
But we did just open.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. No, just go ahead. Do your thing.
No, have at it. No, I'm just saying. Yeah, go. Sorry. Shut up.
So the idea is vol is so cheap, and I'm going to do this at 10:30 and 11 today, kind of set this up as a trade, Vaz, but you can buy volatility up into the Fed, like buy a VIX call, right? Because I said VIX is not going to move a lot. We probably won't see more than a 1-point move between now and when the Fed speaks on the 22nd. So maybe 18.5 tops on the low side. So that means the calls won't go very far, but the SPY can rally. So the only way that SPY is not going to rally at this point is if the market blows apart and then you have money on the VIX side. So it's a strangle. So buying a VIX call, and I normally don't do it like this, but the vol's so low, and buy like a call spread in SPY, like a 400, 410 for, I'd say the 17 cycle, and buy, a VIX call, like a 21 or a 22 call for like $1. Let's see here. I'm just trying to get the prices on the open. Hold on.
Thanks.
You can buy. So right now, a 21 call on the March 22 cycle of VIX is 96 cents.
That's cheap.
And a SPY call spread, if you did, let's say, and I know like Mark likes flies, which I think actually are a pretty good price right now as well. So it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. But like a 407 call spread is going to cost you like $2.5, $3. So you're long that SPY call spread and long the VIX call just as a protective thing, so you can write it for the week and see if we can get to like 406, 407, and then you'd close the trade. So your SPY would basically, you'd be up $3 or $4 on the SPY call spread, and your VIX call would probably only be down 50 cents. And at least it provides a hedge for an entire week. So that's kind of stylistically.
Andrew, you maybe get into that today, get out Thursday before non-farm payrolls, knowing VIX will hold up because non-farm payrolls are a volatility hotbed. I really like that strategy, and I love that. Now if we do roll over, they're not going to be for naught because that VIX call is going to protect them from tears. They won't be in the bathroom stall crying.
So, and if we're a little soft today on the opening, you could just, you could kind of put your bid in there and see if it comes to you. But anyway,
Vaz,
that would be the setup. I'm more of like a 1 week trader. I'm not necessarily a day trader, but that would be my 1 week trade.
Well, that's what's exciting to me, because this is something very, I understand this strategy, and it's just something so unique and different to add on to the squad. So Andrew, welcome. We're really excited to have you here on board.
Like, trading vol is just additive, by the way. So anything you do already, you don't have to do different things. All you're doing is just looking maybe how the options are priced to help you do things just a little bit better. So if you already have a technique that that works pretty well, you're like, okay, well, what's the vol telling me so I can optimize the trade? So a lot of it is around trade optimization as well. Just trying to find the best thing you can find.
Boz, did that sound familiar vis-a-vis a KO trade that we were looking at yesterday?
Oh, I already sent the sell alert.
Yeah. No, so that Vaz and I had the exact same conversation yesterday during the trade, the close. What I was saying was, adding an understanding of volatility when you want to trade options to your strategy all it will do is make you better. And all it will do is help you make more money as a trader. So if you understand how to find the best call option or the best put option, and you're a great volume profile trader like one Olivia Voznenko, then all it will do is amplify and improve your results.